53 years. And this is the first time there has been a holistic reform. The reform areas speak to all the strategic aspects of the NYSC, starting from the area of the main area of deployment. How are you registering in the NYSC? What modality is being used to post you to several states? How are we recognizing the areas where we have security challenges? What constitutes the period with which youth corps are in camp? We've looked to see what we need to do to recognize people's skill set, to recognize what it is that Nigeria needs from the Nigerian youth after graduating. We've segmented the NYSC across 11 different core streams. We have looked to see what are the areas that exist for Nigerian youth that Nigerian youth are interested in. So we looked to see how many streams can be done. By stream, I mean the type of additional training we can provide you as a graduate in having graduated from the university. So within the orientation camp, there's a new structure where you have the first 2 weeks, which speaks to laying a foundation on civic responsibility. You'll be made aware of what it is that civic duties means, our national values, leadership development. The next 2 weeks, we look to career mapping, basic accounting literacy, skills, business planning, access to finance. How do we access finance? And then we intend to introduce a structured career day program to enable COP members engage directly with the public. But importantly, the final 2 weeks, which is a minimal period, we intend to have a focused COP stream specific training. This aligns with the COP member's designated stream based on his choice, based on his academic background and skill profile. We've designated 11 core streams across NYSC. So when you come in as a youth corper, you would now pick which stream you want to participate in. So I'll list out the streams and then we can see how we would interact on that. We have the agri core, we have the medical core, we have the education core, we have the tech and digital core, we have the legal core, we have the public service core, we have the infrastructure core, we have the green core, we have the enterprise core, we have the creative economy core, we also have the paramilitary and security core. So each COP member, once he's once he has uploaded and he has been recognized and accepted as a COP member, he's required to pick one of those core. And once he registers in that, then we recognize him as a medical core, and certain trainings will be given for each of those cores within the 2 weeks. What is important is Mr. President, in his usual bold and courageous way, has taken on this holistic reform of the NYSC, which has never been done in the last 53 years of its establishment. NYSC will be civilian-led with clarity of the fact that we need to build the skill set of our youth to enable them function and support the government in building a $1 trillion economy. Thank you very much.
I mean, ordinarily, there's always room for review, for improvement, but it has to be very well and carefully measured. If something is working and working well, why are you trying to make changes? That's the first thing that one would wonder about. I mean, the issue of changing uniforms, I don't know what would have necessitated that. I mean, the uniforms of the NYSC is so unique. They've got the khaki trousers, the boots, then the khaki jacket, and then the white t-shirt with NYSC written very boldly. In fact, when you see an NYSC person from a long distance, you immediately recognize them. And in some areas, they call them government pikin. You know, because they are children of the state. They have to be protected. They have to be well looked after. So when we say we want to change the uniform from the khaki to what? To Adire, how does that match? I mean, how does Adire become a uniform in that sense? They are not service staff in a hotel, serving at the reception or serving in the kitchen or something. The NYSC uniform is so unique. It's so... I don't see anything wrong in it, but anyway, let them explain to us why it is that they are proposing this change in uniform, because I don't see anything wrong with it. I understand that there is a talk about they want to make the uniforms to be locally produced. How come khaki and t-shirts are not locally produced? I wore khaki shorts and in the primary school, khaki trousers in the secondary school, white t-shirts, and then the name tag and all of that. What is foreign about that? And why are we saying that we want to change that from the khaki and white to what? Adire? How do you match inside Adire? Adire is more of a ceremonial outing, you know. So it's difficult. But one thing that one wonders is that how much debate went into all these proposed changes? Was it thrown in the public domain? Was it discussed by, maybe previous NYSC members? There's even the directorate of old core members, and they seem to be people that are well knowledgeable about them. I think they even used to have a secretary general. So I really can't quite understand why all these changes. What is driving it? That this is something that I find a little bit strange. Of course, the government has a right to make changes, but one would expect that those changes are very well thought out and that they actually do serve the purpose for which those changes are meant for.